Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, he's a former silent film star talking on screen for the very first time. It's Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
You sound terrific, sir. That's it's always great to see you. This is one of the softer weeks, so it's kind of like a hodgepodge we got going on here. But I did that intro because I kept thinking about it watching Motor City. Like, is this like the first modern, like kind of like silent film of sorts that we've had like in this way in such a long time?
Yeah,
it was bizarre, right? Like,
it was
jarring?
really bizarre.
I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah. I don't know what to think of it because like I thought of like Hundreds of Beavers. Isn't that done like kind of silent film style, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is where we may differ is like, I don't like watch or reviews going into it. So when I went into this movie, I'm 20 minutes in. I'm like, wait a minute.
What is happening here?
Yeah. There's no dialogue.
I had no idea. I did not read. I did not do anything.
There's songs and there's just emotion that these actors are portraying on screen that I'm like, oh, okay. It worked.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil
we'll
it.
Get into it.
We'll talk to it. But like, it worked for me.
Yeah. I think you just like seeing crazy Ben Foster, but we'll get there in a minute.
I love Ben Foster. Ben Foster.
I know. I do too. But just to set the table, like this weekend was kind of like a mixed bag of things. First and foremost, The Odyssey still dominating, of course, because there was no other big release against it again for the second straight week. And it's now up to $652 million in almost basically 10 days, Shane. That's insane.
Yes.
That is way more. It's probably trending to where it might make, if you told me which is going to make more money, Toy Story 5 or The Odyssey, I'd be like, yeah, Toy Story 5 by like a mile because it's a 4-quadrant family movie. And now, while granted, Toy Story 5 is over $1 billion now, Odyssey almost made $700 million in 10 days. So it's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to square that up? So between the large format stuff, you have the international box office doing well for them, especially like in China, like where that's kind of been, it used to be the cornerstone of these blockbusters to make a lot of money there, especially Marvel and all those. Now it's very intermittent. And I guess the Odyssey, because of the big format stuff and the huge epic nature of it, doing gangbusters in China with the big format stuff over there. So now that box office has like boomed everything for them. So it's pretty incredible. It's a pretty incredible story. You know, we covered the movie last week, so go check out our full review on that there. But we enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying its success, so that's very cool. The only thing I'm very confused by is a lot of people are going like, it's a wrap for Best Picture now. And I'm kind of like, okay, I guess because it is dominating, it might just be that level Oppenheimer level thing this year. But man, can we get through the rest of the year? We got a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, we even said like it kind of wasn't our favorite movie of the year.
It's not.
We were reviewing it.
Not,
so
but
I'm curious. I'm curious how it's going to all pan out there because it is July. So everybody take a, big swig of calm down juice, as Bill Simmons would say.
Right.
The podfather there. But an amazing loss of only 27% in its second weekend. So it's a marvel already here. But a movie we caught over the weekend, we were talking about it, is Motor City, which only made 1.7 million worldwide, and is kind of coming out to kind of middling reviews. And we were talking about how it's kind of a strange nature. This is the new Alan Ritchson movie starring Shailene Woodley and Ben Foster and Ben McKenzie. Got to get both Bens in there. Coming out hot from the new movie from Patsy Panzaroli, who, did you watch Greedy People or Old Henry, any of his prior films?
Greedy People, yes. Old Henry,
I feel
no.
like you did because that's an Amazon Prime kind of a rental situation, which is right in your wheelhouse. Did you enjoy Greedy People?
I did.
So did you know that going in, like that was this guy? Did
No,
you kind of like?
not at all.
So when you see those two, do you see kind of patterns in his filmmaking? Because I haven't seen either of his prior films.
Yes, I did. I do.
Okay.
After seeing this one,
What do you see?
his
Like, what does he
style,
like to do?
yeah, his just style and just the
Okay.
pulpy feeling of his films so far.
All right, then maybe I'll have to check out Greedy People because we'll get into what's going on here. But this is definitely a throwback feeling film, and I don't know if Greedy People did as well or any of his other stuff. Obviously, Old Henry has that definitely classic Western kind of feel to it.
Yes.
But this movie is set in the 1970s in Detroit. A character by the name of John Miller, who is the Alan Ritchson character, falls for a local gangster's girl. In retaliation, the gangster enacts a frame job to send the innocent man to prison. Life ruined, Miller plots a revenge campaign against the man who took his girl away. This one, like you said, you kind of start the movie and you go, there's not a lot of people talking here. There's not a lot of dialogue. You kind of just go from kick-ass 70s Detroit bangers, back to back to back. I think if I'm remembering correctly, was there like Stooges stuff playing or something early? And I was like, oh, here we go. Because I caught it early. I saw that the film was produced in part by Third Man Records. And I was like, that's Jack White. And if this movie's in Detroit, that's probably why he's hooked in. And then lo and behold, he even shows up later in the film in a cameo. And then a song of his is playing, which, by the way, 100% banger of a fucking song from Jack White in the closing credits that I was just like, yep, there you go. So he's a producer on this. It's a whole thing. You could definitely feel the love for not only the city of Detroit, but the time period and all that stuff. So you could feel that a lot here. And because, what would you say? 4 lines of dialogue? The whole movie?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5? Yeah.
Maybe.
It's practically conducted as like if a music video or a silent movie smashed together with the spirit of like 70s exploitation crime movies. That's what you're kind of getting here?
Yep.
Is that where you were feeling too?
Yep.
So, okay. What's more awkward? You figuring out that this movie has like no dialogue, or Richardson's wigs early on in the movie? Because those were something to behold.
Probably his wigs early on in the movie, but
yeah,
I will admit, like, Jesus Christ, like, again, it took me 20 minutes to figure out, like, oh, this is what this movie's going to be about.
Yeah.
Freaking loved it. Like,
really? Okay.
Loved it. It did, like, I haven't seen a movie like this in a long time. Like, I'm like, okay.
It is unique.
It's unique. And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. Like, afterwards, I'm like, I don't know if I could, like, base this movie off this whore that was the center of his whatever.
Right.
But
but that's very 70s too, though.
I saw it with someone. They're like, no, time passed. Like, she had no choice. She went with this Ben Foster character.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. So in
we
my
don't
head,
fully know what she was like though in that time period, because they really only show her kind of like, is she a stripper? Is she?
Oh, she's
what
a whore.
is she?
She's a whore.
Okay.
She's a whore.
All right. Because they see her coming out of the place, to go into the alley or whatever. But she's clearly working, but you don't know what to what extent.
But in that time frame, I didn't realize, as it was mentioned to me, like, oh, time passed. He was in jail for 25 years or whatever. And she just went with Ben Foster. So I'm like, okay. That
25 years? I don't think he served that full.
No, I don't think he did, but that's what he got.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Yeah. That's what he got.
I think he was barely in there.
Served 25 years for whatever. But yeah, I just think if the female lead was a little more, I don't know. That's the only bugaboo of this movie was her lead. I'm like,
Like morally?
yeah, I don't buy it. Like she's
Okay.
a whore, and I couldn't get past that. I couldn't get past it. But like
Right.
his feelings and the way he emoted in the songs they played to this thing, the soundtrack
Yeah.
to this movie, and the 70s pulpiness you got to
Yeah.
this, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm in. Like I loved this movie. It is so different for him.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you watched the movie, did you catch the trailers before the movie too? There was an Alan Richardson movie that there was a trailer for before this movie started for me.
Oh, I did not
Did
see
you
that.
catch that?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I was just like, it kind of showed like a capsule between, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but the new Reacher season trailer dropped, the Neegly trailer dropped, and now we're kind of seeing that laid out. And then he also has another movie, I think, coming in September that is also a crime movie of sorts, where it's, but he's not a criminal. But he's a medical transporter, like him and Owen Wilson.
Oh, Owen Wilson. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where it's like criminals are descending upon them to steal the liver they're transporting or whatever. So that's an Angel Studios movie, which he tends to do those kind of in between some of these other films. You know, we could kind of talk about the state of Alan Richardson in a second, but yeah, I felt like the reason why you get Alan Richardson for this movie was my favorite scene in the whole movie, which was the elevator fight.
Oh
Like,
my God. Yes.
This is a movie that I think if anything is going to live on, it'll be, oh yeah, right. That movie had like no dialogue. And then also remember the elevator fight where that guy gets hacked to pieces and, you know, they're stabbing through people's hands and cutting people's legs in half. Like, yeah, let's talk about the elevator fight because that is going to be, I think, a YouTube replay classic. Was that your favorite as well?
Oh, absolutely. The elevator fight with Pablo, whatever his name is.
Pablo Schreier.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good. And yeah, that was the highlight of this film. I'm like, oh my God. Like, yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, I didn't mind. And again, a lot of Ben Foster here to love because he just went all
I love
for
Ben
it.
Foster.
All for it. Like just playing the dirtbag gangster character, just doing blow, having a shitty hairline and, you know, the big 70s glasses and, you know, all those flashy, like kind of vests and, you know, just being a complete piece of shit who just happens to also be in love with this girl as well. But yeah, it's a classic role for him.
So how'd you feel about the very ending? That's what threw me, was because we saw Alan Richardson.
It felt like it ended twice. And like I didn't like the fact that he got away. I just wanted them to end it right there. I think
but
going
my point
into
is
the future,
like the very end where he's like 70. They're in their 70s.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't like the time forward. Like I laughed because when he got that package and then opens it up and it's like you're a hard person to find or whatever. Like I was like cool, but it felt like it didn't match up.
Yeah. I didn't jive with that either. So I was into it until that very end scene. I'm like, okay.
They could have done that in the time period. They did not need time to progress.
Correct.
They did not need that at all. And especially this movie's an hour and 40. And this is kind of where I'm a little off from you, where I liked it. I didn't love it because I think it was so thin. And then they kind of ended the movie twice. And I got to be honest, Ben Foster looked really normal as an older person. They did a really good job on him. Looking at Alan Richardson, I was like, that looks like Clayface. Like that looks like, you know, he was wearing a mask.
Yeah, calm down.
It didn't work for me as well. So that kind of
didn't like that last scene, but it didn't deter me from how much I really liked the vibe of this movie.
Sure. Because again, the vibe is taken away when you're flashing forward too.
Correct.
So that I can understand that. And then, like I said, it ends strongly with the Jack White song in the credits. But I also did want to ask you structure wise, Because a lot of movies do this, and it's probably a note on their production end, is that they did the whole, let's show you basically a version of the end in the beginning and then come back to the end in the end.
Yes.
With the fight and the car chase and the shot and all that whole thing. That's not having any faith in your audience right there. Like,
Correct.
That is a move you do if you're on streaming. And I wonder if they thought they weren't going to get theatrical out of this, because to me, you do that if you're trying to grab someone's attention in the beginning and then making sure they stay to the end. You don't need this if you're already sitting in the movie theater watching the movie. You're there. Like, that is the experience. But I wonder if they did it because I think they're going to have better life at home.
Yeah, I think that as well. I thought that, like, hey, this is more of a streaming vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, they'll grab it. But, like, I didn't care. Like, once it got going, I didn't care. Like, whatever song you put to that scene, I'm like, I'm in.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think outside of, like I said, I think it's a little thin. Having to get used to the whole none to little dialogue. There's full on scenes where I'm like, this scene is about, like, you can't show me a scene where two people are in a diner sitting down and have no dialogue spoken whatsoever.
For some reason, though, it worked for me in this. Like, it worked.
I thought that particular scene dragged because they just were trying to figure out new ways to be like, how can I communicate with my eyes this, or how can I'll pull out outside to watch the conversation happen. It's like, I want to know what's happening. I want to get involved with these characters.
I get it, but I was there for it. Like, I got it. Like, I'm like, okay, this is fine.
That's why I feel like this movie, in a way, probably wanted, in some regard, to be like Drive.
Yes.
Like, but maybe more with the 70s exploitation spin.
Yes.
And the thing about Drive is that he doesn't talk. Not like everybody doesn't talk. Like, that's where you're obviously dipping a little deeper into the pool. And I think that's where maybe some people could literally the reviews out there are either they're all the way in on it and they're like, this is really good, or what the hell did I just watch, because I didn't get enough from this and I don't know why they weren't talking. So it's so split. And I think that's why it took almost a year for this movie to come out, because I think this got acquired at a TIFF last year.
Right.
Or at least premiered that way. So it's been a while since it came out. And I'm sure to some extent they wanted to try to time it with the Reacher release to kind of be like a couple of months here of Alan Ritchson, especially if they release it now, limited or however many screens it has now. And then when Reacher comes out, they're like, oh, by the way, this is for rent on Amazon Prime.
Right.
I'm sure that's exactly how it's going to be played out, which, again, well played. Because if I see Alan Ritchson in a movie called Motor City flying through the air with guns blazing on the poster, and I just was watching an episode of Reacher, I'm going to be like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen. Which good. Smart planning.
Yeah,
definitely
smart planning. I loved it, though. Like, what
are you rating it then?
I gave it 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay, so I'm at a 3. And I think it's exactly.
I gave it 3.5. The person I saw it with gave it a 4. And I'm
interesting.
Like, all right, calm down. Like, it's not a 4.
I didn't think there was enough meat on the bone to go too much higher for me.
Right.
And again, I dug it.
But
it's because the idea.
It's because I thought the female lead was such a whore, I couldn't get past it. And the person
she's a waitress, sir.
The person I saw it with was like, no, she's not a whore. She did this because X, Y, and Z.
She's a survivor, Shane.
Yes, so
you're cold.
Yeah. So she gave it a 4 based on that. I gave it a 3.5. I loved it. I just liked the style. I love the 70s pulp. I love the side characters, his friends that were with him.
Yeah, it's like his army
Yeah,
buddies because they
his
show
ranger
one
his ranger
picture.
buddies.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
show one picture and they all have the same tattoo. So I'm
Yep.
like, all right, here we go. This is Richard Redux.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I love that. Yeah, I was all in. So 3.5 for me, sir.
Excellent. Well, dovetailing that, let's kind of do the Alan Ritchson train because, as I already
love
noted,
him.
they have a new movie coming out soon enough for him too, where you get a little bit more of his run and gun, one man ish army kind of stuff, man against the world stuff. So if you're into that, cool. But then we also have the return of Reacher and the new trailer for this. I guess we'll start there and then we'll talk about the Neely thing as well. So this is coming out super fast. This is coming out in like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that. It's the season 4 of Reacher. You watched the trailer. What were your first impressions? Because to me, it looks like we're just back to business and just let it rip.
I don't care. Like,
yeah.
Reacher's one of those series where, like, I don't give a shit. Like,
yeah.
Just come on.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah. We know what we're getting. Yeah. I love him in this bag. Like, go kick ass. Like, I love it. I love it.
Now, any concerns with... So, to me, the difference between because there are no bad Reacher seasons.
Right.
The difference to me, like, how would you characterize... Because for me, it's like...
It's...
What makes a good Reacher season versus like a great Reacher season? Because to me, I think it is the supporting cast, and that's what I'm not getting from this trailer. So that's the only reason I'm giving any pause. But the actual content itself, it's like, yeah, put it in my veins. I just want more Reacher.
For me, a lot of people didn't care much for season. Well, I wouldn't say this. Like, I thought a lot of people said season 2 was the weakest because it had such a supporting cast. But I liked the supporting cast. But for me, it's season 1, 3, and then 2 is how I rate them.
Some people couldn't stand his side characters in 3, like the FBI people or whatever it was.
She was
like
fine.
The Boston accents or whatever, like that were just killing them.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I think the Anthony Michael Hall and like that era. All those people were an upgrade with the villain.
Yes,
stuff.
and we're the whole season we're waiting for him to go,
fight the mountain.
Yes, and he did, and it was awesome. It was so awesome.
But season 2 has some of its charms too, in the sense of like you get his army unit, you get more flashback,
and I love.
The
side characters. I loved it. Like, I loved all the seasons so far. So
but season 1 I think is still the GOAT. I think that small town charm, the one man army mixed with like some of the people we liked on the side there, which again brought a little bit of it back in season 2, right?
Yep.
But it's a complicated structure because you really only need him, but you do need a little bit more.
Correct.
I think to make it a really good season.
Correct.
Yeah. And one of those things is Neely, the side character that he's had in and out for the first 3 seasons. Has she been in all 3 seasons?
Yep.
I think so, right?
Yep.
So she's now in PI territory. She's in Chicago. And I guess this one kind of feels almost like her version of Reacher season 2 because I guess it's like her friend, a close friend of hers dies and then she kind of joins in, takes over the investigation or kind of dovetails with the investigation and now inserts herself and then everything kind of blows up. So how are you feeling watching this? Because we've been kind of keeping our eye on this for a while to see what they're going to do. Do you think that the fact that this is like all the episodes drop binge style thing, that are they doing that on a specific purpose too? Is it lack of faith? What do you think?
I think it's lack of faith, but I do think it'll be entertaining.
Yeah,
because
I think it looks fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. I think season 2 they spun off enough of I thought they included her in that season just
When she
because
had her side business thing and the office got shot up and everything.
Yes, because she's gonna have her own show. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, I think it's gonna be fine. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. And it's coming right on the heels, or like basically in the middle of, because Reacher's doing what they usually do. The first 3 episodes will air, and then they're going week to week. I know. When you get that little taste of the binge with that show, fuck yeah, hell yeah. But I believe, I'm looking at it here, it's a binge drop September 16th. So it's got to be like right at the tail end of when Reacher's ending. So it might be, I don't know if it's a carryover or whether they're just like,
it's going to be a carryover.
You're done with this now. Go on to this. Which again, I will. Thank you. Thank you for that. Don't mind if I do. So now that we see where all this is, like, how you feel about your boy Ritchson now? Like, his choices, like,
dude,
now that he's in the Reacher era, like, he goes back and forth, right? Like, the Guy Ritchie stuff felt like a little bit of a reach, or like,
I just want him in more stuff. I want him in more stuff. That's what I want. Do you feel like
he's getting a little Statham-y, like where he's playing kind of the same thing?
Here's the thing, I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. Well, you say that about Statham too, though, right?
Yeah, Statham could do the same thing forever, and I don't care. I don't care. He makes my pants hard. I don't care. Like, I just don't. I don't care.
I've been meaning to ask you about the Mutiny trailer too.
Oh my God,
Statham!
Like, they've shown the whole movie in that trailer. And
yes, they do.
I don't care. God damn, just give me that movie. Like,
Statham on a boat.
Yes,
done. Sure,
done.
Yeah.
Give me
child traffic again.
Just give me Beekeeper 2 and 3, and I'm fine. Like, God damn it! Like,
is there a comp for Richardson? Because like when he first started going,
you mentioned it. It's Statham.
I guess it has to be, right? Because but he's so mammoth. Like, people, when Reacher first started, we were talking things like The Rock in his Walking Tall era, maybe. But The Rock has like a sense of charm.
Here's the thing. I like him more than The Rock in the early days.
Yeah, or Batista or any of these mammoth dudes that he's
my God. Yeah. Which Batista, no offense, I think he is underserved or doesn't get enough credit as far as like actors go. We're talking wrestlers turned actors. He's the best of the wrestlers turned actors. Whether it's Guardians of the Galaxy, whether it's the small movies he's in, like the opening scene of you mentioned it at the top, Blade Runner 20, the opening scene of that, like, he is on point. I love
and he did Army of the Dead and some of these other side quests.
Yes, I love Batista. I don't put Alan Ritchson in that same category as Batista, but he's above The Rock. Like, I think he should just do more stuff. I want to see, not the Kevin James shit, because that was awful. Like, I can't condone that movie. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I can't condone that movie. But I love him in that spot. More so than The Rock. I just think he is more personable. I think he's like a big hulking guy that I want to be.
Right.
And I love I love him. I love him.
There's a weird thing with Richardson, because early on in his career, he was like built, but he was also in a lot of roles where he was very funny. He was in a lot of comedy. And I was actually just rewatching, because I'm in a New Girl rewatch now, and he's a micro penis street artist in an episode of New Girl where he goes on a date with Jess, and that whole thing, and it's hilarious. He's so good. He's so funny, and he's so charming, and all these things. And then didn't he have that football show or whatever
Blue
before
Mountain
he did?
State.
Yes, before doing Titans or whatever.
Yep.
And like, he had just a different career then, where he kind of was just like youthful, charming, more exuberant. And then Reacher seemed to be the perfect mix of him being just this gigantic specimen.
Yes.
While also being witty, like wryly funny, not like goofy funny. And it was kind of his maturity level mixing in with the perfect character. And now I feel like every project he does outside of Reacher is like, I don't want to be Reacher in this movie. So now I got to do something a little more self-serious.
Yes.
And it just makes me want more Reacher.
Yeah.
Because I think that is his perfect register. And I would never want Reacher to go away, but I also kind of like.
No, I want Reacher to infinity. Yes.
Yes. Agreed. But I'd probably say the thing I liked Ritchson in the best, or at least I liked that he tried it, is the Guy Ritchie movie where him, he's kind of, he's like a little bit of like a expert stuff too, but he's also very kind of like funny, trying accents
aloof.
And
yes,
yeah, he's a goof. So I'm like, I like it, and I like that he tried something different. I like him in a Guy Ritchie thing because I like what he's done with Cavill, and the two of them together.
That's the thing with
fun.
Cavill. That's what we always talk about. Why isn't Cavill a bigger star than he should be?
Yeah,
and I don't get it because that was a good Guy Ritchie film that no one saw. No one liked, except for us.
Yeah.
And
even then, I think that's a lesser Ritchie, but still, it was fun at times. And part of it is Richardson and Cavill.
Yes. And even Cavill's last movie with him and Gyllenhaal, I thought we agreed. We thought that was a good Guy Ritchie movie that no one saw. No one cared about. It didn't do shit in the box office.
Oh yeah, even The Covenant didn't make a lot of money. So like,
but the Covenant
all
was
these like quality
great.
Stuff.
It was great.
Yeah,
I love The Covenant.
Yeah.
So I don't get it with Cavill, but regardless of the fact, you're right. Like Richardson in that movie was good as the French, whatever guy, the Swiss guy. I don't know what he played. He played
I think it was Swiss German kind of thing.
Swiss German guy he played. Was terrific. So loved it.
I like to see him branch out. If he's doing stuff in between Reacher stuff, I want him. Like the fact that they're making a War Machine 2, I was kind of like, come on, man, really?
Yeah, I know.
Was there more meat on that bone? I don't think so.
There's not. There's not.
So, again, I think people just like him in a certain way that they're just like, just keep dialing it up. Yeah. But I worry about him because I think he has the potential for more versus like it. Well, again, just to dovetail back into the Statham conversation, isn't it the same route where like Statham, when he has a really good director and tries something new, is probably my favorite Statham. Him in Snatch, him in The Bank Job, that's Statham probably to me how I like him the most, or at least the movies I like him in the most.
Oh, how dare you?
Or
go ahead. Go ahead.
Gentlemen too, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So do those other movies like, Crank or something have a place in my heart? Sure, whatever. But when I think of him, I think of mostly the Guy Ritchie stuff.
Yes.
So there's got to be another director, another cool guy director, right? That has to be perfect for Alan Ritchson the same way that isn't Guy Ritchie, because he can't be in every Guy Ritchie movie. He's only done the one or whatever. So like any of it, Guy Ritchie is kind of like a little up and down.
Correct.
If he was in Operation Fortune, we wouldn't be talking about this probably. But like, it just feels like, is there some director that you would be like, yes? And part of me thinks him and Hemsworth, when Hemsworth does like Extraction, are kind of knocking at each other's door.
Yes. Agree.
So can they coexist? Because now Alan Ritchson is kind of almost doing the lesser, straight to, he would be the straight to home video versus like the marquee name. And I don't want that for him. I want him, even if it means playing a side role, I want him to be more interesting in the future.
Correct. Agree.
But still murdering people
left
and right. That he just needs to do that. All right. Well, at least we can agree on that. Let's move on to some other news that we were really into. We'll get into kind of the comic booky nerd stuff. How about that? Because Marvel had a huge panel, a lot of buzziness coming out of Comic-Con over the weekend, which is where a lot of these trailers and other news stuff has been kind of coming out as part of the weekend. And the two big news stories were kind of the announcement stuff versus like what we can get into what
It's
we hear about
always the
Brand
announcement
New
stuff.
Day or Doomsday. But the two headline grabbing things were Ghost Rider, where apparently it looks like this is going to be a Star Wars Starfighter reunion before Starfighter even comes out,
Yep.
where this is Ryan Gosling pitching the idea of it because it was his idea of what what particular comics to go off of for Ghost Rider,
Yep.
I guess, and pitched it to the writers and Sean Levy, who's the director of Star Wars Starfighter, and they're all just gonna go right back and kind of redo it. So how are you feeling about him as Ghost Rider, especially like we've tried this multiple times now with Ghost Rider and it hasn't fully worked, or at least in my eyes. How did you feel about Nick Cage and everything else?
I like Nick Cage as Ghost Rider, but when the announcement came out that Ryan Gosling was going to be Ghost Rider, it fits. It just fits. I'm not surprised because he's always said he wanted to play this particular role, but it works. And I can't picture him playing a different role other than Ghost Rider. So I'm all in. Like it was not, for me, it was great, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm not expecting this kind of thing. Like I expected it. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to place the one thing I could say is that it seems fun and Gosling knows his audience and he kind of knows what he likes to do. So I have a certain level of faith in it based on that.
Yes.
Outside of that, I think there were a lot of memes that went around of like, yay, Gosling is Ghost Rider. Ah, shit, Sean Levy is directing. Some people kind of went like, because the thing I think about with this is if this, and this is what the MCU is hoping for and Feige and everybody else, if this is Gosling's equivalent to Ryan Reynolds really wanting to be Deadpool so badly and then having that succeed, they would be overjoyed because Ghost Rider was essentially DOA.
Yep.
And that's why I'm actually surprised at a lot of the fan reaction here, because there is kind of like a, hey, we saw it. Two Nick Cage movies?
2. 2. Yep.
And then they put the Ghost Rider character towards the tail end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too.
Yep.
So we've had multiple bites at the apple here. And I don't know if anyone was like, either that was enough or Nick Cage got it and I don't know if this is it, or like I haven't really heard a lot of backlash to this. So I think a lot of people are in the camp of like, if this is his passion project and we love Ryan Gosling, just do it.
Yep. That's where I thought, like, this is his thing. This is what he wants to do. It makes perfect sense. I think it's perfectly casted. Let's do it.
Yeah. And obviously the more details come out about either which comics they're doing and what the rest of the cast looks like, hopefully it can only go up from here.
Right.
So we'll see. The one that really grabbed my attention was the Black Panther 3 announcement, because you and I are both quite big fans of David Johnson. And to announce that he is going to be T'Challa Jr., he will be the next Black Panther. This is going to be a 2028 release. Also, Ghost Rider will also be a 2028 release, but this one will be at the tail end. It's going to be December 2028 as of now. What are you thinking about that news? Like, I immediately thought about you.
I love it
because between Romulus, Industry for people who watch that. What was the rom-com ish one that we both like, the British one? Killing me.
I can't remember it, but yeah.
But he's just been an incredible actor,
Yep.
Start to finish, and every project he's been in, we've really enjoyed him. And I think this is just inspired casting, and apparently they hired him 6 months ago. So this is just coming out now, but boy, am I happy to see it.
Me too. Especially coming up from Romulus. I'm like, we both agreed, like, he was so good in that goddamn movie. And when they casted him, like, oh man, like, yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in. Great
Well,
casting.
and then of course The Long Walk too, which we
Yep,
also
yep,
enjoyed.
yep. Couldn't
And
be
Rye
happy.
Lane, by the way, was the name of the movie I was trying to think of.
Couldn't be happier for him in this role. I think he's gonna kill it. So yeah, let's go.
He just has an exuberance to him, and he definitely has the athleticism, and there's not one role that he's been disappointing in. And
Exactly.
he's done so many varieties. He has a lot of range and depth to himself that I'm like, this is a perfect guy.
Exactly.
So as long as the story works out and we're not like losing our minds because of the whole, because whatever shakes out after Secret Wars, that's really how we're going to probably feel about this afterwards. But for right now, with having Coogler back and having David Johnson in it, I'm like, yeah, perfect.
Let's
excellent.
go.
Let's do it.
And with Ryan Coogler, it's like, you can't go wrong. Like, I trust everything that he does. So, with this, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, not to mention, he convinced Feige that one of the kind of lesser sold things out of this was they're shooting this on film. And like for how great Sinners looked, outside of like going from, say, the Black Panther universe to doing something like Sinners, you're like, yes, let this man cook. Let him have the premium format stuff and make it worth it, because I think that's really what the MCU needs. Especially they're like, oh, we'll just put this crappy looking Doomsday stuff on in Xfinity Vision. Everybody cool with that? It's like, no. Let's get a guy like Ryan Coogler who knows how to make blockbusters, who also knows how to shoot the shit out of something and win Oscars, and just have that guy put perfect casting together and put a story together. And while I didn't love Wakanda Forever, I think having this all together after Secret Wars, I think this is exactly where we want to be, back into this world.
Yeah, agree.
We just need to know what the villain is and how this is all going to
agree.
Go. That it does. It's very dependent, because I think Wakanda Forever was a little messy and a little spread out, and I didn't quite vibe. And which is also the problem with Doomsday. You're bringing back in the villains and everything else from that world too. So it's like, all right, come on, all right, whatever. I don't really care.
But,
why do we need this? Here?
For me with Wakanda Forever, they had a lot of heavy lifting to do.
Yeah.
And it was an
unfortunate situation.
Yes, correct. And it wasn't his fault. So that's why I kind of like cast that aside. I'm like, okay, I'll forgive that.
Yeah.
Give me this.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm very excited for it. And like I said, it's kind of like the counter to us breaking down the Doomsday trailer last week.
Yep.
And I hear there's a new trailer that they watched in Hall H during Comic-Con weekend that has a little bit more focus of, it's kind of, remember last week we were kind of talking about how Thor seemed to be the leader, and that seemed interesting on this. Apparently the new trailer makes it definitely more focused between Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic and Doom, kind of going straight head to head, which makes sense because Doom is a Fantastic Four villain. First and foremost. So like to have that as an entryway, or at least as a pivot point, that makes sense. To me, why didn't you start with that? Yeah. Why didn't we get this teaser to have a little bit more of that? Is it simply because Fantastic Four didn't do well commercially and they wanted to get something out there first? I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
No. Same. I haven't heard that coming out of Hall H, but it makes sense with the Fantastic Four Doctor Doom thing. I'm still perplexed about Doctor Doom. I'll be honest with you, because as a comic head early in my life, he was not as opposing as he is, or supposed to be this big bad baddie that he is now. So I don't know in comic world how he got from point A to point B, because he was taken out by the Fantastic Four back in the movies and the comics.
Right.
And now he's like this, all universe threat. I just never
Right.
got that out of him. So I'm still trying to come to grasps with that, to be honest with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
how
We've
did we
seen him
get,
before.
yeah, how did we get
Yeah.
there with him being like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to stop Stormbreaker with 2 fingers. Okay.
Right.
All right. I guess,
Yeah.
I guess you can.
I'm sure they'll explain it, and it might have to do a little bit with the kind of Secret Wars stuff to come and everything else. So there might be a little more extra juice to it. But I will actually say, when I was a kid, there was like an Iron Man show and something else that like Doom was actually the most imposing villain figure for like a while there when I was growing up.
Okay.
So that definitely had a little bit more juice between that and watching the X-Men cartoon or whatever. Like those were the things that I centralized around it besides my comic book reading. So Doom, I thought like was an iconic look and a very much a standout character. So I'm interested. And I think it's better than if we landed in this Kang universe nonsense.
Yes, I agree.
So this is where things might get murky. But it's interesting that Feige even said like the required quote unquote, if you want to go back and watch something and prepare for Doomsday. Do you know what he said to watch?
No.
Loki season 2.
Really? Okay.
So I was like, this better not be some backdoor Kang shit. I will fucking go nuts. Like, or did Kang open something so Doom can prosper? Like, this is where I'm like, I know we're at the tail end of this, and they know it too. But good God, I need the multiverse shit to stop.
Yeah, me too.
I need it to consolidate.
Yeah.
And you're even seeing it now. Like, what is Marvel's triumphs in the last few years? A lot of it has nothing to do with the multiverse stuff. And I don't know. It just seems like outside of like Deadpool, where it's, they're bringing in people from the past and, whatever, and kind of going sideways with that. That's was all in tongue in cheek, though.
Right.
Bringing back Elektra and Blade and bringing Gambit into this and all that. Like that was, and Chris Evans playing Johnny Storm and all that. Like, so that was all in jest.
Right.
This is serious. And it's like, I feel like, what did we like more recently? It's like Wonder Man or something that's more unique.
Which you haven't even seen Wonder Man yet, but yeah.
Well, what I mean is like what's getting at least critically liked, or at least you even enjoyed. But, we like Thunderbolts, and that didn't have to do with anything of that. It just seems like we want something more straight up. We just want better quality.
Correct.
And this is the tough part, where now it's going to be this, 30 deep cast and spread out giant, like it feeling like the real, like toys battling each other vibes of when you're a kid, and just like, let's get all the toys out here and we'll just, they'll all fight in one big field, and trying to recapture that Infinity War Endgame thought. But we haven't built up to it. So
correct.
I just need to see it already.
Yep.
I'm done with trailers and everything else. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna watch it regardless. I just want to be pleasantly surprised when I watch it. That's really what it comes down to. Any other stuff? I know there was a new Lanterns trailer as well. And now pitching over to like DC. It's really DC's only kind of stuff that came out of the weekend, really. Like, are you excited by that? I know they recently had the full trailer for Clayface, which looked pretty interesting. I'm all in on that as well.
I'm all into Clayface. I think I
heard there were a lot of clips of Lanterns on top of the trailer, and people were very impressed, especially if you were a fan of Friday Night Lights. Yes. I heard they're really leaning into like that dynamic of kind of the Kyle Chandler coach with, new prospect in his toe there.
Well, I hope that's the way they go, because again, Clayface, I'm all in. I love the Clayface trailers.
Yeah.
I think I told you off the mics that I did not see the new Green Lanterns trailer.
Yeah.
But the one I saw, I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but
I love
yeah.
Kyle Chandler. Like, I love him. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And we like Pierre,
yep,
because of
yep.
Rebel Ridge and
Oh,
everything else. So I need him to have a good follow up here
yes,
to like kind of cement his place in the world here.
yes,
So yeah,
yes.
because he's another guy that is this big hulking, impressive figure that
In
if
those
he locks into
eyes,
the right
yes,
role or something, he can be an Alan Richardson type, or he can be a little bit more, and you're going to see where he lands. Is he going to be, you know, uh, Yahya Abdul Mateen? Is he going to be Alan Richardson? Is he going to be? Where's he going to go? What are his
Mhm.
choices like? And I like where it's going so far. He's taken the bag with Lanterns and doing a high profile DC HBO show. Let's see. I want to see where it continues and how good he is here.
Yep,
You know,
agree.
because there's a lot of things he could do. There were a few other things that came out of the weekend, like you're talking the Carrie TV series trailer from Mike Flanagan for Amazon. There, I enjoyed it, but
Yep.
again, we're in retread territory, so I would say the strongest thing to come out of that is the actress playing Carrie herself. I thought was impressive
Yep.
and good. Like she was captivating. So as long as we could take that energy into it and show me a little something new, or at least feeling fresh, I trust Flanny. I will watch
Yep.
anything that Flanny does. So I'm sure we'll cover it in some regard. Yeah, anything else you really had? Because I told you like that stupid trailer for Matchbox, the Apple TV movie that's based on literally Matchbox cars in the
Nope.
lightest way possible, with John Cena and Jessica Biel and Sam Richardson and others. It just looks like another generic action movie. I have no idea what the hell the tie-in here, and I kind of want it to not succeed, so we're not getting a new Mattel movie over and over again. Does
No.
that feel about right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think that was just about it. There may have been some other things. If you are out there and we kind of missed something that you enjoyed, either because you went to Comic-Con or stuff you heard and that really got you excited, feel free to hit us up at Recent Act Pod, or if you're watching us on YouTube or any of the other platforms here, be sure to leave a comment and we can engage with that as well. Next week, we are looking right dead. We are caught in the webs,
Yep.
my friend, because that's actually one thing that I did hear positive things coming out of Comic-Con as well. They showed some more clips, and I've seen some things online as far as like interviews with Dustin Daniel Cretton, the director, and even just them doing the pictures of the splash pages or the comic book covers and matching them shot for shot with some of these things just looks dope as hell.
Yeah.
Like you saw it a little bit in the trailer, but just like the thinking behind it, the seriousness that they went with this. And then I don't know, I rewatched some of the trailers and really getting the emotion of how this movie's probably going to start, at least initially, of wanting to be with his friends but can't. Like that rebound is going to be a lot of that opening of the movie. So I'm gonna be thoroughly enjoyed, I think.
Yep.
And then I heard again, like it was either Holland or somebody else put the dampers on the Jean Grey thing, that Jean Grey is not in this movie. So we'll see. But they also lie a lot. So but I am looking forward to it. Got my tickets for Thursday night. We will cover it next week. And then I think somewhere along the line, Shane, I really want to pick your brain, whether it's off or on. I need to know what you're aiming for in August, because August is so scattershot that I wonder, like, if you had to pick like a number one draft pick of stuff coming out in August, what are you looking for? What's your thing you're looking forward to the most? Do you have it offhand? Because
I don't.
I think I'd have to think about it
I'll have
because
to think
it's
about
so scattered.
Yeah. I'll have to think about it. Don't do that to me. I'll have to think about it.
I know. I can't put you on the spot like that. Yeah, but we'll see, because there's like, it's indie movies, it's dinosaurs, it's fucking, the TV shows that we just were talking about. Is it Reacher now or whatever? So like, it's going to be a weird month, but I think with a potential a lot of potential to see what we can get out of it. So hoping for the best. Got a lot of excitement coming out of Comic-Con and all these other projects right now with Spidey looking us dead in the face. We will be here next week, so be sure to subscribe, tell a friend, give us a 5-star review, and be sure to join us next week for more recent activity.
Yeah.